So I'm Stuart James. I'm the director of a company called Emotive Eye, and we create photos and videos and indeed some audio content for businesses that really want to try and stand out in their marketplace. That's our biggest thing. It's all about communication, and we go above and beyond just pressing the button. It's very much a case of guiding and coaching our clients so that they actually get the impact they want, not just the raw materials of the photos and the videos. I mean, I literally first picked up a camera probably the age of 12 and started working with my father, who was a photographer at the time, and we built an incredibly successful wedding photography business together. I then, when I left school, did what all good sons should and set up in direct competition with him and never looked back, really. So I'm now the director of two businesses, wedding photography business and this business. And yeah, it's just what I've always done. It's my passion. It's what I'm good at, and it beats being stuck in an office. Let's put it that way.
Did you ever sort of study at uni as well for this, or is it just something that you've done completely off your own back and sort of learnt the trade yourself?
Yeah, so I never actually went to uni to study photography. By the time I was going to uni age, I'd already been a semi-professional photographer for 6 years, sort of thing. So it almost wasn't necessarily needed at that point. So everything that I've done has been either off my own back or individual courses and things. We always carry on learning. I'm always going on workshops and things with different professionals from around the world, and just keep pushing for the next thing, really. It is incredibly exciting as a career. What I would say is anyone who is looking at heading into photography or videography now is embrace the world that we're in. We're in a very modern space now, and I think you need to be able to master quite a few forms of communication and a few forms of media to really stand yourself in good stead. It's not just a case of being a photographer anymore. I think you need to be a photographer and a videographer, or you need to have more of an audio understanding if you're doing video, because a lot of stuff is run and gun these days. There's not a lot of journalism work is heading that way. Even the likes of the BBC, their reporters are out there having to operate cameras. So I think it doesn't matter what your field is. I think you need to have a broader understanding of different fields that you can operate in comfortably, really. But yeah, it's a hell of an exciting career path, that's for sure. Absolutely brilliant. And when I came across the awards, it is exciting. You're celebrating the future of journalism. Both within Staffordshire, as you say, nationwide as well. It's being a Staffordshire boy. It's good to celebrate home talent, of course, but to be part of this, that you could be inspiring the next generation of content creators, I think is just amazing. And we're all starting to embrace different ways of telling stories, and quite often the best ideas come from the youth. And it's I'm sat here talking to you guys, and we're all a generation apart already. And you'd be thinking about communicating and different platforms and things differently to I would. And it's important to embrace the new experiences and the new opportunities that are out there. So yeah, it's exciting, and to get our name in lights to support the awards is a fantastic opportunity for us as a company. I'm glad you asked, mate, because it's something that a few people I think wonder. It's like, why? The eye bit is kind of obvious, it's eye, photos, people. But for me, it's the emotive is all about what I aim to do. I aim to create an emotional impact with the work that I create, give a personal connection to the businesses that I work with. And it's all about tugging on people's emotions, and that's what it's about. So it's all about trying to move people in an emotional way, and so you stand out. We're in an incredibly crazy and chaotic world, and we get bombarded by marketing all the time. And so you've really got to be clever to stand out, and I try and make my clients do that from an authentic place. Speak to people directly about the difference they're going to make to them, and if you can do that in an emotional way, I think that's it's got to be a good thing. Emotions sell. It's as simple as that. Don't chase the gear. Gear doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what camera you've got or anything. It's forget about that stuff. Focus on understanding how to tell a better story. That's my biggest piece of advice. And to be honest, I would suggest people go to uni to study it, because there's so much to learn, and I would cover quite a broad subject if possible, so you can embrace those different types of media in both written, spoken, photos, video. If you can embrace them all, I think it will put you in a much better place going forward into the new world that we've got coming around us. But yeah, as far as opportunities to get yourself out there, grab any chance you get to improve your skills. The more you do something, the better you get. I mean, what is it they say, 10,000 hours to become an expert at something? So, you've got to start somewhere. So, grab your camera, go out and create something, and then get feedback and take that feedback on board. And it's not personal. Listen to critique. Critique is your most powerful friend if you use it correctly. I think for one thing, we all study in different ways, and different people embrace school in different ways as well. And to know that there's an end goal, I think, is incredibly important. When it's sitting back and doing an English Lit exam, or an English language exam, and you're bored of it, but if you've got journalism at the end of it, there's a reason. So I think it's incredibly powerful. It's all about giving people the opportunities to use their passions to create a difference in the world. That's essentially what we're looking at doing as journalists. We're trying to tell a true story and empower people and give people a voice that necessarily wouldn't have had it themselves. And so, it's just go for it. I think journalism is going to have a more important place over the coming years than it's possibly had in the last 10. So it's an exciting field to be heading into, for sure. So yeah, young journalists out there, it's embrace it. It's going to be an exciting time ahead. Take any opportunity you've got to be real, be genuine, and to make a difference. Give people a voice that wouldn't have necessarily had it otherwise. And tell the truth. Tell the truth for the right reasons and make a difference in the world. It's that classic thing, leave the world a better place than you found it. And if you do that through communication and journalism, sweet. I think that's a great thing.